Hey there. A lot of people are talking, the only thing people are talking about is the coronavirus and the prospects and the panic and what's going on around the world. So I wanted to give you an update here from Isla Mujeres for everything that I know. And this is basically going out to my friends in the States who are wondering what's going on and are you going to come home? I've had several people text me and say, when are you going to come home? And I've responded to them, I am home. This is my home. I chose to live here. I've moved myself. I've moved my dogs. I moved my favorite paintings. And I don't need a lot more than that, but this is my home. I've been fortunate to rent a very comfortable 2-bedroom home from some wonderful landlords, wonderful people. The devaluation of the peso means that my rent is now 25% less in dollars than it was just a month ago. So I'm in a real good position. And when we talk about social isolation, the island has basically emptied out. We're a tourist mecca. And the people who are tourists aren't coming, they're staying in the States. And many of the snowbirds from, a lot of people from Canada, northern US, western US, Washington State, and a lot of people from Texas have homes here or have long-term rentals here. They've been here for 3-4 months, some people 6 months. Almost all those people have gone home to be with family. So the island is basically empty and shut down. The beaches are deserted. I can go down and sit on the beach and there's no one anywhere around within 100 feet. I can go, there's a puppy beach just down the street. I can walk there and it's basically empty. I went to a beach club today, and this huge beach club, there were 6 people there, and we all were very careful to keep our social distance and to make sure that we are protecting ourselves, and just as importantly, protecting the people who live here, the Isleños, the people who live on our island, often live day to day. Most people get paid on a daily basis. Anybody who's in a waiter, anybody affiliated with a hotel or restaurant, anything, they get paid on a daily basis, and they get paid about 100 pesos a day, which is $5, and then they live on tips. And at the end of the shift, everybody who worked that shift, from waiters to the cooks and the people who clean and everything, they count out the money and then they divide it among the people. So that's what they live on. And today there are no people here, no tourists. Many of the hotels and restaurants have closed, and so there's just a handful that are open. And those people who have always taken home 500 pesos or 300 pesos to feed their family, they aren't getting that. They're not getting their base salary because they're closed at 100 pesos a day, and they're not getting the generous tips that the international community has done. So we're all very concerned about the local people, about the health facilities, and about their finances, because they don't have the deep pockets that more of us would have. A lot of us are retirees, get Social Security, we have pensions, we have IRAs, we have deeper pockets, so we can survive, especially in a low-cost market. A lot of our neighbors don't, so everybody is very concerned. The government is proactively stopping tourists from coming over. They've closed any places where people congregate. They've closed the gyms. They've closed bars. They're even prohibiting the sale of alcohol, even in the grocery stores, which is kind of weird. But I think the rationale is that if local people got money, they would use it for beer instead of food for their families. And so there was concern about that. And everybody is kind of coming together as a community. Everybody's cautious and concerned, and taking precautions. There was an alert today that there is a possible case on the island, the first one found. So we have had no incidents detected of the coronavirus. There's one person who's been tested, and we should get the results tomorrow. I'm very optimistic because the viruses do not do well in the heat, and it's 85 to 90 degrees here and very sunny, and people are outside. So I personally, Diane, believe that this is going to minimize itself in the next 2 months as the hot season, summer, comes in. That does not minimize the impact. Those of us who are expatriates here, some of us have access to medical care. There are evacuation plans, and there are private hospitals. And while Medicare does not pay for you while you're in overseas, Thank you, Keisha, for your comments. The Medicare Complete plans, many of them will allow you to pay for medical expenses here and then be reimbursed when you get to the States. There are also fairly inexpensive programs that you can be medevac insurance. I've seen one that's $700 a year for people who live full-time overseas. And I've seen some 6-month plans for like $350 that you could buy. And then if you were in a dire situation, you could get back to the States. But I personally believe in a couple months, this is gonna blow over and people are gonna be roaring back to work and the economy is gonna come back. And when that happens, our beautiful paradise will fill up with people again. And I want you to think about what your experience has been being stuck inside in the cold weather for many people up north. It's snowing in Canada right now. And lifestyle choices of how you want to live the rest of your life. I made the choice that my life is richer and fuller here on my island. And I'm happy I'm here. I'd rather be here than stuck inside in cold weather. And that's a choice that we make. And when things get better, I want you to be reevaluating, what are you going to do with the rest of your life? Where do you choose to live? What gives you joy? And knowing that you can work remotely just like I do. I'm a career coach, I'm an author, I'm a marketing consultant. I do it from my lovely apartment here in Isla Mujeres, Mexico. And I have a nice living. And I do everything on my phone and my laptop. And one of the big fallouts that's going to come of this is that jobs have been dramatically changed. Companies have resisted people working from home. And now all of a sudden, companies are thrilled to have their workforce able to work at home because that means they can stay in business. And I think it's going to be kind of a genie that's been let out of the bottle. And a lot of millions and millions of people are going to say, I really don't want to get back in the car and commute an hour each way and sit in a cubicle 8 hours a day anymore when I've mastered the skills of working at home. And gee, just think how good it's going to be when you don't have the kids there. They're back in school and you can really enjoy working from home. I think it's going to change our lives, and it makes working like I do remotely in paradise more feasible. So the whole purpose of my Grown-Ups Guide to Running Away from Home is to let people know that there are other options in life as you get older particularly, and as you reevaluate your work and what you want to do and how you want to make an impact. You can choose differently than other people. You can live in a beautiful island like this on your Social Security, and you certainly can't do that in the States. And so I want people to be thinking while you're hunkered down at home of maybe there's a different kind of freedom for you long term, and maybe it is having the adventure of a lifetime and coming and exploring paradise with me. Bye.